Welcome and welcome back. As promised, I'm going to be reviewing Ichiko Aoba again. This is part two of my review of her music, and this one is a really good one. I actually learned about her in December, towards the end of December. I have a long story about her in my previous one. So if you have time, please check it out. It's about 23 minutes, and it covers the very first song that I heard her perform. This song is special because this one actually brought me to tears, and I'm already getting emotional just thinking about it. This particular song is a song that got me to fall in love with music again, and it's her song, so I could proudly say that Ichiko Aoba is the artist, and this particular song of hers made me fall in love with music again, and made me want to start making music again as well, start playing music as a musician. I walked away from being a performing musician almost 20 years ago, and I put my instrument down. I stopped practicing. I stopped performing, and after listening to her music, it got me excited about music again. Her music is that powerful. It really moves you, and it's not just me. I discovered later through looking at comments and just going through what other people think about her music as well. I realize it's not just me. It's not because I'm Japanese and she's Japanese or anything like that. It's just because her music is that deep emotionally. So I'm going to just get into it right now and hit play. And I think I might have already said this. The reason why I've been reluctant and have been waiting 3 months to actually do a review is that I've been afraid that I might break down and start losing it and start crying on camera, which is something, of course, that I don't really want to do, but it's a risk. So here we go. And of course, this is a review, not a reaction. So I'm going to be telling you what I think about as we hear it. And you're going to actually see me react. But I've heard this before a few times. But it's been at least 3.5 months. So here we go. Okay, so first thoughts. When I first heard this, and even as I hear it now, I think, okay, what's the big deal about this? She just played, like, she didn't even play a full chord. She just plucked a few notes and she sang, almost a cappella. Well, here's the thing about this show. This is her encore, and what you don't see on this video is that she just had a standing ovation. This particular video, I'll put the link below in the description. I'll have the link below, but this is from a concert, as you can see, at Milton Hall in London. And I don't know too much about the venue, but I'm sure it's pretty prestigious. This year, she's actually performing, or maybe she already has, she's performing at Royal Albert Hall in London, which that is a very elite venue. That only the best of the best can perform there. Only the best and the most elite musicians and artists can perform at Royal Albert Hall. And she's been booked to perform there, I think, this month. You can check out her schedule, but this is from, I think, last year or 2 years ago. And anyway, what you can't see here is that this is a 2-song video, and this is the second half of it, and it's an encore that she just had a standing ovation for. And you can look at the expressions of the musicians behind her. The bass player, or the cello player there, he's very intrigued. He's looking at what she's doing. He's already played the evening with her, maybe a second show, I'm not sure, but he's already performed with her for at least an hour or two, and he's very intrigued by what he's hearing. The violin player in the middle, she's smiling because she kind of knows what's coming already, and the other violin player is getting ready as well. So, they're not looking at her like she's strange. They're not laughing at her or thinking, oh, her music is easy. They're actually invested as her as her partners in her music, but they're actually invested in her as an artist. And you can just gather this just from their expressions and their body language. Okay, so here we go. The audience is just silent. Wow. So just after that kind of airy, semi-ethereal, just a very light introduction, she goes right into this, and there's a really deep flowing melody there. The harmony is really light. She's accompanying herself very lightly. I'm already moved. I'm like already getting chills. And I understand a little Japanese, so I kind of understand that, sekai no means the world's. She's already talking about the world and some things that, are moving her. She's talking about things in the world. Okay, so her voice is not like a human voice. Her voice is like an instrument, or some of the comments that I've read before is like a siren, like up from Greek mythology. These ships that would pass by and hear these goddesses singing, these sirens they call it, and they would be lured by the music and be so like into the music where they forget about eating and anything else, that they're just so taken away by the music, and they lose their life in the music. Her music is like that. Just the sound of her voice is like that. And I get into why I think she sings like that in my first video, so I'm not going to repeat it, but the voice is already like capturing you. Okay, I gotta stop it right there before we get into. I'm gonna rewind this, but she's already setting up the song to just start moving. You can feel it flowing like a wave here. Okay, so we're not talking just about a normal song or a normal singer-songwriter here. She's painting a canvas live, and I think I mentioned this in my earlier review about her. She's like an artist doing a painting. She's painting something live with her song and with the sound of her voice. There's something else I wanted to say before we get into this. It was really, really important. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and rewind this part back. Yeah. Got it. Okay, so sorry about this. I feel it needs to be said. This particular ensemble, they're called the 12 Ensemble, and apparently they're a local ensemble in London. They've performed with a lot of artists, and they perform at this hall quite a bit. Now, she's singing in a way that's kind of, in this particular song, it might even sound like operatic, right? Yet these musicians, I'm sure, have performed with some exquisite singers, songwriters, opera singers, probably some of the best in the world. Yet they they consider her an equal. They are so focused on this music, and you'll see what I'm talking about next. So I'm just going to roll this back and play it again, and let you hear it. If you've never heard this before, it's going to blow your mind. Okay, that is some incredible arranging. Now, I understand that she works with another composer arranger who actually arranged this for her. But I'm sure she had a lot to do with it as well. This arrangement is it's phenomenal, and I recommend that if you have any sort of interest in this kind of music or what she's done so far, that you listen to it on your own through headphones alone, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. This song is it gives you chills. Okay, it gives you chills. Yeah, so I'm just gonna continue here. Makes it sound easy. It sounds like what she's doing is very easy. Okay, so I'm gonna go roll back here. That was a very interesting interlude. These people in the front row here, they're completely stunned. They've seen the whole concert. This is the last song of this particular show, and they're mesmerized. Okay, so I'm sorry. There was a comment that I remember reading about 3 months ago. Some guy, I think he said he was in his 20s, said he was sitting in the front row this night, and he was like, he had his face buried in his hands, and he was just crying, and he was just crying throughout this whole song. And I thought that was a really interesting comment from a 27-year-old guy. Any case, I was going back here. I was looking for him in the front row, and it's too dark here on the ends here on the left and right, so you can't really see. I'm thinking maybe he's the guy on the left here, one of the guys here, maybe the guy in the white shirt or something. He looks like he's got his hand in his face. But in any case, sorry about that. This sounds like really easy, light, it almost sounds boring, but it's not if you really listen to it. Look at the expressions on the face of these women behind her. modulation there. There's a key change there. Another one. Another key change. Yeah. So beautiful. This is so beautiful. Wow. 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 Ah, man. I mean, you can tell these artists behind her, these musicians, were really, really happy and proud to play with her, to perform with her. And yeah, okay, so there's this like misconception among musicians and also people who don't know a lot about music. They think slower songs are easier to play. But from a musician, an actual performing musician, a professional musician aspect, songs like this are actually more difficult to play than loud and fast and really intense songs. Just because a song has a lot of energy and a lot of speed and a lot of power doesn't make it difficult to perform. Of course, it is difficult, but these types of really delicate, nuanced ballads, these songs are actually much more difficult to perform. And she does it, I won't say effortlessly, because I know she's put in a lot of hours and a lot of time developing her craft. But yeah, it's what she's done with this and with what these backing musicians have done with this performance is just exquisite. You can tell it affected me. I was about to lose it. I thought I was okay until the very end. Yeah, there's something about this music of hers that just, it affects you on a, I would say, vibrational or frequency level. And this has a lot to do with her control and her command of her voice, of her main instrument, and also I think of who she is as a person spiritually. If you do a little wiki and look up how she grew up and what her interests are, and I think it has a lot to do with her as a human being, and connecting through her music with other human beings. She's using her music as a way to connect with people on an emotional, on a mental and intellectual and also a spiritual level without being like religious or anything like this. She's really using her music as a way to communicate and to really connect with other human beings. And I really think that this is her intent as an artist. And I think that's, at least this is what I feel is her intent as an artist. So with that, the link below is going to be in the description. If you had even like a 1%, I might be right, or hey, that was pretty interesting, please click on it and check out the whole performance and check out the rest of the concert. There might be other songs of hers that you really, really like. And thank you for listening. If you're still here, thank you for listening and checking it out this far. And I hope to produce more of these. Not as heavy. This is pretty heavy music on an emotional level. It's really, really heavy. I'm going to be doing other artists, a lot of instrumentalists, of course, a lot of flutists. I'm a flutist, so a lot of flutists that I like, sax players, a lot of jazz musicians, some pop musicians as well. And I'll be doing more of that in the future. And I just wanted to do Ichiko Aoba first because she is the artist that got me back into music, and I appreciate that. So Appreciate you listening, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thank you.